Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by today. So glad you could be here. If you're new, I'm Carey, matchmaker, dating coach, sharer of information, guidance, lots of things to just think about really, and things to inspire you to continue to get out there, meet people, have fun on your dates, be excited about this second half of the journey. Today I wanted to share with you, I have no idea, let me look, how to keep growing this new relationship. We've been doing a lot more about relationships because a lot of my matchmaking clients have come back to be coaching clients once their relationship is continued on. It started out where sometimes they would just call and say, I'm still seeing him, and I was wondering what you thought about this. And I would say, oh, I'm so happy you're still together. Let me steer you to my website where you can book some time and we can chit chat about that. And I will put a link down, it's always there actually, down in my description bar, which shares with you a link to my website if there's anything one-on-one you would like to talk about with me, as opposed to my more general sharing of information. But today, if things are going well, it's a new relationship, I want to share with you some things you might want to consider doing to keep this relationship moving in the right direction. What would be the right direction for you? I think it would be this way. Keep it going in the right direction. Forward. That's the way you want it to go. If that sounds interesting or like it could be helpful to you, I hope you'll stick around. That's what we're going to talk about. Number one would have to be communication, right? But not just communication with this other person. Communicating back with yourself, that inner conversation you have where you check in with yourself to check in that all your needs are being met and that you're conveying your thoughts, your opinions, your needs to this other person. But definitely have some time that you powwow over a glass of wine or over a nice meal, maybe by candlelight, if this relationship is very steady, where you have a date with that sole purpose is not just enjoying each other's company, but also it's about sharing. It's about communication. The goal is to maybe get into some things you haven't discussed already and to share and open up a little bit more. And while you're there, check in with each other and to make sure that that person is feeling heard and seen and happy, and if there's anything they need from you or that they've wanted to share with you, this would be their opportunity, and vice versa, you could do that with them as well. So communication would be number one. That's one thing you need to be doing, communicating, in order to keep this relationship moving in the right direction. The flares, where are my flares? Date night. If you've made it to 50, you know that date night is the first thing to go as soon as you have children. It's so easy to let it go. But how nice that in the second half of our lives, having a date night with our partner is much easier to come by and to keep the date, right? A date night is more about getting together and truly just having fun together. It's so easy to let the weight of the world or drama from family or friends or work come home as part of your mood. But to have a date night and leave all that behind, go out with the pure intention of spending time together and having fun and a good time and relaxing, unwinding together, laughing together. Don't let that go. Make sure that that's a priority for you. I think that is a key to keeping things moving in the right direction. Nobody gets it right 100% of the time. We all make mistakes. We all make a left turn when we should go right, and that's not just when driving. I encourage you to own your own stuff. Be accountable and admit when you've been wrong or made a mistake or were inconsiderate, weren't thinking about this person, forgot to do what they asked you to do. All these different things you could have to apologize for, but owning your own behavior and communicating when there are troubles is very key to a relationship moving forward. When there are issues or troubles, it's very easy to let emotions get in the way and have miscommunications. So clearing those up as quickly as possible and having clear communications, owning your own BS, and also being aware of not repeating past mistakes shows somebody that you're trying to improve, you're trying to be better, you're trying to grow as a partner and learn from the error of your ways. Communicating these things is also imperative, but owning your own behavior and learning from your mistakes would definitely be on this list for me. Number 4 would be about really trying to experience that next level intimacy. Not physical intimacy, but sharing intimacy. The conversations of not surface things, but deeper things. Sharing your goals, sharing your dreams, sharing things you want to accomplish. Letting this other person, when you just need a quiet support system and when you need a cheerleader. What is your vision for the future? What is your bucket list? What do you hope to accomplish? What did you never think you could do, but maybe there's a way that together you could make this happen? Those types of things, your dreams, are things that if you share these with a partner and you could be on the same page, that intimacy is so special and creates such a bond that it's definitely something worthwhile to invest your time in with this person who is your new partner to help develop a really lasting relationship. Speaking of intimacy, prioritizing intimacy, whether that is physical intimacy and sex, or it's something else for you, cuddling or spending quality time, sitting across from them with a conversation, holding hands, whatever physical intimacy looks like to you, prioritize that, make time for it, don't let it slide, don't forget about it. Prioritizing physical intimacy is one of the things that if many people had kept that going, paid attention and nurtured that in their last relationship, they would still be in that relationship. Don't you know relationships like that or have had one in your past? It's easy to let life get in the way, but prioritizing this other person, time with this other person, and being physical in some way keeps a relationship alive. And that would be important for you to pay attention to and prioritize in this relationship. Next up, I would have to say knowing how to argue fairly would be important. That would be a really great thing to have in a relationship. There's always going to be issues and disagreements, but to not fight dirty. We get to know each other when we have a partner, get to know their buttons and how to push them. And just the other day, I was asking my ex something, and he mentioned that, hold on. This is funny, it's applicable here. I asked him if he's been hitting the like buttons on my YouTube videos here when he watches them. And he said, Carey, we always push each other's buttons. Partners always know how to do that, how to get a rise out of their partner, how to get their dander up, whatever all those sayings are. And I think it's important that we don't take advantage of that. We don't threaten things that we would not want to have threatened to us. I've heard of people fighting and they're constantly threatening that they're going to leave, or that if you do that again, I'm divorcing you, or one more time and I'm out of here. When they know it's not true, typically, these aren't even serious things. They're just smaller, irritating things. And I think that fighting fair, not picking at a partner's weak spot, ever putting anybody down, saying things you're going to regret, swearing at each other and calling names, those are not going to lead to a intimate relationship that is lasting. So I always encourage people in relationships to fight fairly. That's a deal you should make with one another at some point early in the relationship, that you will never use the D word, or you will never threaten to leave when you don't mean it, and call each other's name. You will treat this person with respect and kindness even when you're very, very angry or annoyed. And if you have a YouTube channel, they will always hit the like button after watching the episode. And watch the whole episode. And number 7 was made especially for me. Remember this. This will serve you well. It is always better to be happy than to be right. Not sure if you're a person who likes to be right or feels that I've thought about this, I have an opinion, it's probably right, I'm going to act like it's right. You should probably think it's right because I'm not just making this up off the top of my head. I've thought about it. I've experienced to back it. It's right. There's no point arguing about that. There is really no right. Everything is very, very not black and white in life if you think about it. There's a lot of gray in life. So I encourage you to step back before starting any type of altercation and ask yourself, is this worth it? It's like raising kids. You know, they say pick your fights. It's sort of the same thing. Like, I'm not going to argue with my child about what they're wearing. I'm going to argue with them about what they're inserting into the electrical outlet. That's what I mean. I'm not going to argue about silly stuff because then my important things carry no weight. I'm just yelling all the time at somebody. So I'm talking about children. But my partner, I'm not yelling at. But I should still choose my fights wisely. I should fight fair, of course. And I should always remember that I'm not getting points for being right. It's better to have peace. It's better to be happy. It's better to have a nice, enjoyable evening together than to continue an argument and prove that he's wrong, that I'm right, even when I know I'm right. It's just better to have peace. Those were 7. I hope you found those helpful. I think they're really useful. Which one really struck a chord for you? Or which one do you totally agree is a must-have in your relationship? I hope you will share your thoughts down below. While you're there, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the ring bell so you're notified every time I upload a new episode. And I look forward to having you back again soon. I appreciate you stopping by today. Until next time, have a good one.